3, 2, 1.
Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
And if you heard that sneeze right before we went on the show, Carla Marie is not feeling it this morning.
I'm all over the place, but I'm good. I'm here.
Thank you to Jen and Lisa, both gifting some subscriptions to the channel, which also just kicked off a hype train. Thank you very much to Audrey, the only G, for 100 bits. And Audrey mentioned earlier that it is Community Manager Appreciation Day. I don't know if that's a Twitch thing or like a national, global thing. But you know what's interesting about this little community that we've built is I don't know if we have one designated manager.
We don't have any designated manager.
We have a lot of people who have contributed to what we've built, and we appreciate all of it.
And we have a lot of mods who help out, kick out the bad guys.
Yep. Thank you to Alicia from the 215, Audrey the only G for another 100 bits, Dana on Long Island, all gifting some bits and getting us to Hype Train Level 4. It looks like we are at 21 or 22% of that. What are we drinking if we get through the Hype Train, Carla Marie?
We're taking shots of Tito's water and lemon.
Do you have like the mixer? Okay, because I looked over, I just saw a bottle of vodka, and I was like, are we doing vodka straight today?
No.
Is that what's going to happen?
There's ice in there. It's nice. It's apparently a global thing, but we don't have community managers here in Seattle.
No, but but is it a global Twitch thing? Did someone turn the notifications back on? Because I swear I turned all these off. But I think the company that we're working with to like help us with some of the graphics may have gone in and changed some things while we were resting and not on the stream. There are a bunch of things we're going to talk about. I want to pull up the main screen for a moment just so we can go through that and to bring on what I call the money screen back on in a second. So things to talk about today. Carla Marie's got some sports, apparently, according to our newsletter.
Yes.
Then we want to talk about possibly 5 days on Twitch. The idea has been floated.
I thought we were going to start with 4.
The idea has been floated to eventually get to 5 days on Twitch. Getting tickets for When We Were Young Festival was a terrible experience. Yep. And West Elm Caleb, we talked about him in the My Day Friday podcast. I need to make a West Elm Caleb correction from the podcast on this show.
Oh, is it something I said?
No. It all makes sense later on, so just hang out with us. We got through Hype Train Level 4. Thank you to everyone who helped us do that.
4 hours long.
No, that's the amount of things that we normally talk about. Why? How long is your sports?
It's actually very quick.
Okay.
Am I going now?
No, you're not going yet. We're still in the Hype Train.
I need I can do sports.
No, don't do it yet.
I don't want to sit here and wait for a hype
We're
train.
not waiting. We're going to talk about other things. Listen, Carla Marie woke up literally 14 minutes ago and thinks that she runs the show now.
It was more than 14 minutes ago. Please keep my private information.
17 minutes ago? 17?
This is a HIPAA violation.
Oh, yeah?
I do not feel well.
I wasn't aware that I was your insurance provider.
I do not know if I woke up, I took my blood sugar, 91, completely normal. I don't know if the cheeseburger that I made last night was cooked all the way through.
And you think that may have given you a little upset tummy over there?
I just don't feel well at all.
You know what's interesting? I had a little mishap with the kitchen as well, but that was this morning. So I woke up early and decided...
We couldn't have been more... Today's opposite day?
Yeah. So I woke up by chance, I don't know what woke me up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but I was wide awake, couldn't go back to bed. I decided, you know what, around 5:15, I'm just going to go to the gym. I'm just going to go do some cardio, get my brain working a little bit. And I came back, and I've been making myself oatmeal the last couple of weeks. I'll take the big-ass jar of Quaker Oats, pour it out, throw some cinnamon on top, and microwave it. And this morning, I thought to myself, this version of oatmeal tastes like butt compared to the packets I used to eat as a kid.
Yeah.
That were probably loaded with sugar and artificial flavoring and whatnot. And I noticed there was a sliced up apple in the refrigerator. So I was like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I remember one of my favorite flavors. There was maple and brown sugar.
Apple cinnamon.
And then there was apple cinnamon. It was my other favorite. So I decided to slice up an apple as finely as I possibly could. Just slice, threw it all in the microwave together, and it tasted like hot garbage.
Who are these children behind us?
Oh, there's an ad playing, I guess. Yeah. Maybe we have to pay for YouTube one day. I don't know.
Okay, you can't put apples in the microwave
Why not?
because then they get mushy.
But it's oatmeal. It's supposed to be mushy. I don't want crisp apples in my oatmeal.
Nobody wants a warm, gooey, like gross.
Yeah, apple pie is definitely not a warm, gooey thing that people
but it's
love.
baked properly in sugar.
This had cinnamon.
Microwave apples are not the way to go.
Robbie and Everett, thank you very much for that gifted tier 1 sub. It looks like we're 20% of the way there to our Tito's vodka shots that we're going to be drinking in a second. Sweet Eats by V, thank you very much for the 300 bits. There's a bunch of people who have contributed, so thank you to all of you.
You do put honey in yours oatmeal?
Sometimes, yeah. I'm trying to lay off of any sort of added sugar in the near future, so I'm trying to wean myself off of it. And unfortunately, even though it's healthier, honey is still an added sugar.
It's nature's sugar.
Sugar is still in there, whether it's
Bees
nature's.
made it.
Yeah, no, I understand all of that, but this was the first venture into breakfast baking, I guess, in my world. Otherwise, it's always just been eggs or cereal. But I think I tried to get creative with my oatmeal this morning, and it did not work.
Breakfast baking.
Yeah.
Breakfast baking with Anthony should be a new segment.
It would be a terrible segment. Thank you very much to Taylor and Audrey for the 100 bits, getting us a little closer to taking a shot. We still have a minute to go. I also started a poll. You might see it in your chat. Let's see. Where is it right now?
Aren't there 14? Oh, no.
The poll was, who do you want to see in the Super Bowl? And it looks like it has ended with a lot of people saying they want to see the Rams win the Super Bowl.
I think I'm just going to wait till after these games and then decide.
When there's 2 teams left?
Yeah, because I'm going to pick a team. They're not going to make it. Then I got to pick again. I'm just going to wait.
Yeah, but you still have to. Watching the games, especially next weekend, it's pick one team from each side. One NFC, one AFC team.
I will not. Here. Can I do my thing?
Well, we have to take the shot first. We're 140% of the way through Hype Train Level 5. So thank you very much to everyone who supported and got us through there. We have a pretty good streak going of getting through Hype Train Level 5.
Crazy.
We're at 2 weeks.
Miss T, he is right, Anthony. Why don't you do overnight oats? You can add some more stuff to it.
I don't know. It sounds very involved, overnight oats. And isn't there like a cream or something that you're supposed to do, or milk or something? I don't know.
I don't know.
Someone send me, you can DM me a good overnight oats recipe, and I'll see if I am interested in jumping on that trend.
One of these is the equivalent of a shot.
No, that is a shot glass. Therefore, it has a shot in it.
It's not. I met one shot. I measured it yesterday, 2 days ago, whenever the hell I did it.
So we're taking less than a full glass, a full shot glass.
These are not. These are like solo cup sizes.
All right. I'll take your word for it for now.
Oh, the Rams beat Brady? Then I will vote for the Rams.
I
hate that man.
I hated him for such a long time because as a Raiders fan, there's the tuck rule. If you're familiar with all of that, I'm not going to go into all the details, but Tom Brady ruined what was supposed to be a great Raiders season early on. His first Super Bowl ruined the Raiders. And for a long time, I hated him. But I'm at a point now where he's by far the most successful athlete we've ever seen.
I'm not sitting here saying Tom Brady sucks at football, but as a human, there's something weird about him.
I can see that, but I think he has worn me down to a point where now I just want to see how much he can win, right? Because this, I would imagine, is like watching a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or a Magic Johnson or a Larry Bird, the guys who just were always in championships. I would actually say this is almost like watching a Babe Ruth. Like, this is a guy who is the most successful
How dare you?
person.
How dare you?
Probably more successful than anyone we've ever watched in our generation. LeBron James is up there.
No one cares about this guy.
What are you talking about? Everyone cares about Tom Brady.
I don't.
Whether you like him or not, you still care. If you have an opinion, it means you care about Tom Brady. You said you hate Tom Brady, right?
Doesn't mean I care.
It does mean you care. It means you care enough to form an opinion.
No, caring is when you when the Grinch's heart starts to grow and he starts to care and feel.
No, that's not what it is. If you care enough to have an opinion, you care. And you have a very, allegedly, according to what you said earlier, a very strong opinion about Tom Brady, which means you actually care a lot.
I don't wake up every day thinking that I hate
Never
Tom
said
Brady.
you did.
I just dislike the man.
Let's see.
So you hate our old bosses. You care about them?
Oh, yeah.
No. You're just going with it now because you have to.
No, I cared about them a lot.
You can't say cared.
So the hate comes from that space. The hate comes from how involved I was with all of those bosses. So that's where the care comes in.
I think that this is false. We should get a teacher on to explain to us what it means.
Carla Marie?
We need a philosopher.
Cheers. Cheers to everyone at home.
Cheers.
Or at work, wherever you are.
Wait.
What? Now I have to do that again. Cheers. There. Table. And?
Still too much.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, my sports is only about one game.
All right, so we are going to go back to the main screen here now that we're done with the money screen. We got through Hype Train Level 5, and it looks like we reached our bit goal for the month.
What?
We're at 111%
It's only
of our bit goal, and we still have a whole week left of the month, so I'll up it a little bit. I'll move the needle up a little bit for next month. It's also a shorter month next month, so we got to figure that out.
By like a day.
Here we go. Carla Marie has got some sports.
Sports with a Z. Carla Marie, sports with a Z.
I wrote sports with a Z, didn't I?
Yeah, but you have to say it.
I did. What do you got?
Yesterday, there was a football game that was for some sort of championship. AFC?
Which game there were two championships. Well, there were
Yesterday?
two football games.
Yesterday,
yeah.
the second one.
The Chiefs Bills.
Yeah.
That was to represent your city in the AFC Championship game.
Well, it was just on. Anthony was watching it, I guess. He went to the gym and it was just on in the background. And I was sitting there typing our newsletter and I hear cheering, whoa, and I'm like, oh, cool, a touchdown. Okay, wow, this game's pretty close. Then all of a sudden, a guy comes running on the field and security tackles him out of nowhere.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh my God.
I must have been driving.
Like, security should have been playing. Then the other team scored again, like back to back, like while I was watching basketball. And I was like, what in the actual? Like, wow. Then I got to a point where I was like, poor Patrick Mahomes. He's going to lose. That's so sad. But the Bills, like, they seem really excited. I don't think they win this many times.
They don't win.
So I was like, this is going to be really cool for them. And then, like, all of a sudden, like, with 0 seconds left, 49ers tied it. And I was like,
wait. The 49.
I mean, Chiefs. The same colors. Tied it. And I was like, oh, this has got good. Like, is this the greatest game ever to be in the NFL? I think so.
Definitely the greatest game of the year.
Then they go into overtime, and a lot of people are mad about overtime rules. I know there's a lot of them, and I think it's stupid that you just played an entire game and it all just goes to hell in one thing. I agree with that. But the guy who's on the Bills, the quarterback,
Josh Allen?
Yeah, Josh. He's like, listen, it's okay. It's not that bad because if it would have been the other way around, we would have been like, yay, overtime rules. Anyway, the ref says, all right, we're starting. He's yelling, screaming.
We're restarting the game.
And I was like, oh, okay, we're restarting the game. That's so exciting. Then the Bills lost.
That is by far the worst sports game review I've ever heard in my life.
It was crazy, though.
It was
like basketball.
an insane game.
Back and forth. I was going on Twitter because that's where all sports fans go when they're watching sports. And I was watching, and I texted your brother, who is a Chiefs fan. And I was like, are you dying right now? And he didn't respond. And then all of a sudden, he's like, no, I'm great. And I was like, huh? And that's right when they scored. I think our TV was behind.
Yeah. YouTube TV is a little delayed by like 20 seconds or so. I messaged my brother Michael, who's the big Chiefs fan. He's the one who I went to Vegas with, just to see if he was alive after the game.
Yeah, it was interesting.
It was an unbelievable game. I've got a bunch of friends who are Bills fans as well. They weren't nearly as excited as my brother Michael was.
I don't understand overtime rules.
In the NFL, and they just actually...
I literally went to go take a picture of them on the TV.
Yeah.
I didn't get my phone out fast enough because there were 47 rules.
So overtime rules were updated a couple of years ago. Originally, sudden death overtime in the NFL was first team to score no matter what. So you could
like
kick a field goal
and
win the game.
This is like when teachers in gym class in high school would make up those weird games that were like basketball mixed with whatever. It's like you can get 47 points by just touching a wall.
What they did update recently was it's still sudden death if if the team that gets the ball scores a touchdown, like you saw yesterday. So on that first possession, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs scored a touchdown. Had they kicked a field goal, the Bills would have had an opportunity to then go down the field. And at that point,
it's field goal isn't that important.
Well, they moved the rules around. They adjusted the rules a little bit.
Get with that.
They got close to college. They got a little closer to college football, which I think is the best overtime. But they didn't want to I don't think the NFL wanted to admit that the college rules were better, so they just didn't go full college rules, which they should.
Fred the mailman makes a great point. He says, the overtime rules don't bother me. If you don't want a coin toss to decide your fate, then handle your business in the 60 minutes you're allotted.
Yeah.
True.
And a lot of people will say, well, yeah, it's unfair if your team doesn't score, but that's on your defense needs to be good enough to stop that offense, and that's how you prove that you decide to win. But at the end of the day, it also comes down to a coin toss. Had Josh Allen said tails, they would have gotten the ball.
Is it his fault?
I'm sorry. Had Josh Allen,
I don't know.
No, what he said heads, I believe, whatever it was. Had he said the other face of the coin, it would have been a whole different story. And the same thing actually happened to Patrick Mahomes 2 years ago. No, 3 years ago, when he faced Tom Brady's Patriots in the AFC Championship game.
The
Patriots won the toss, and Patrick Mahomes didn't even get to touch the ball in overtime.
Wow.
So he's played both sides of that.
Well, Patrick Mahomes actually was really nice after the game. There was this big celebration for his team that just won. He was like, hold on, team. And he went over to Josh Allen, who sounds like a country artist, and congratulated him on a good game.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes he has a little Kermit the Frog voice. It's real weird.
The first time I heard that man speak, it was like when people hear my sister speak.
But he does seem like a very agreeable human. Whether you're a Chiefs fan or not, I'm a Raiders fan. He's caused us a lot of heartache the last couple of years. But he just does seem like an agreeable, kind human.
Yeah. Does he have a baby? A dad? Is he a dad?
I have no idea.
I feel like I get them also.
But I do know that, I don't think he has a baby, but I do know he has a brother who thinks he's TikTok famous and is very annoying. He looks like, and he also looks like a budget
he's a new
version.
Dad. I think I saw him posting about this.
He also his brother's clearly a budget version of Patrick Mahomes, which has to be what my brothers feel like on a daily basis.
I was going to say, my sister, it's the same thing.
No, but Patrick Mahomes' brother, he's just an annoying TikToker.
Yeah. I could see it.
And I guess this season he did a TikTok dance on the part of the field in Washington, D.C. that is dedicated to Sean Taylor, who was murdered years ago. But he did the dance on Sean Taylor's number. I don't know if he did it on purpose. It was a roped off area. He just seems like a really annoying human.
This is what I'll never understand. The social media
Thank you.
stars people,
got manspreading over here.
I was. The social media, need to go under the rope, past where you're not supposed to go. I don't, just tell me you are where you're not supposed to be. You don't have to actually go there. I don't know the freaking difference.
I think a lot of it comes from not caring about the rules. Not necessarily needing to break the rules, but being so indifferent to them.
Or just to prove, look what I did, like my video.
Yeah, maybe. And I'd also think that because Patrick Mahomes is so good and so likable, gorgeous fiance, $500 million contract, everything is going in Patrick Mahomes' direction. Super Bowl champion at 25, whatever he was.
Damn.
I think this was God's way of being I'm going to put one thing in your life that knocks you down a peg.
His brother?
Your shitty brother. Your annoying ass brother is going to be tied with you on social media, and that's going to be your hurdle in life.
Cindy Kay said that supposedly his brother was told to stand there in that spot by the NFL.
Why is your brother even there on the field?
I follow a
doing
lot
TikTok dances?
of NFL wives on TikTok.
Okay.
And they're hilarious. And they not feed into, because a lot of people are gold digger. It's the second you're married to an athlete, it's gold digger. So all these girls are yeah, I'm a gold digger, and they'll show photos of them in high school together, and they were at their prom together, whatever. Yeah, gold digger. Here, I'm the one supporting him while he was doing nothing. I'm the gold digger, and these women are actually hilarious. I don't know what it is. You need to have some sort of great sense of humor to be married to a professional athlete, but they are So funny.
I think you definitely have to have some thick skin.
Yeah.
Also, I read a really great article on ESPN about Cooper Kupp, and he is the star wide receiver, or one of the star wide receivers on the Rams. He's from here in Eastern Washington, went to Eastern Washington, only had 2 decent-sized offers coming out of high school. It was Eastern Washington and Idaho.
Yes.
And there was a really great story about how he married his wife. They were both 21, I believe. High school sweethearts, went to college together. And they decided very early on that if he was going to make it in football, he had to focus solely on football and making sure he didn't get kicked out of school, basically. So she went to school with him, held down a full-time job at a restaurant, took care of everything, like prepared his meals, did everything. And his family, and his friends all credit her with the fact that he's in the NFL.
Yeah, but
Like
she's
he
a gold
would
digger.
not, he would not be, and he's admitted it. He's like, I wouldn't have had the time to study the playbook as much as I did or work out as much as I did. And I guess after his freshman year,
Like she put in the work
Yeah.
to get to live this life.
exactly. And I guess it was after his freshman year when he was doing there was like some sort of off-season training that he kept going to, but he was always tired because he was trying to do all the other things that you have to do as a student athlete.
Yeah.
And she was the one that decided, like, no, you're not going to have a part-time job. You're not doing anything other than focusing on football.
I need her.
So it does show you that there's always in a good partnership and a good relationship, there's always someone who is helping the other person achieve their goals. And what? Well, I haven't achieved any of my goals, so you need to really step it up a little bit. You gotta step
What?
it up there, sister.
First goal, go. Guns to the head.
First goal, nationally syndicated show that's on radio, TV, and streaming.
Oh, I don't think I want to be there for that.
So
Seems like a lot of work.
it is a lot of work. And I like work. I don't know why, but I think I do.
Radio fam, and he'll still end up cheating on her. LMFAO, JK.
He might. One day. Who knows? No good deed goes unpunished. Isn't that the saying?
Yes.
So you didn't watch any of the other games this weekend?
What other games?
There were 4 games this weekend
4?
in the NFL. You watched the last one. There were 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday.
Saturday? I don't remember that day at all. Like, I literally don't remember Saturday.
Okay.
What did we do?
We went out to dinner with a friend.
What did we do leading up to it?
I don't know.
No. Oh, was that the day we did all the returns? Oh, that was Friday.
I know what I did. I don't know what you did.
We remodeled the whole living room. I'm so excited. I say remodel as if we did a single piece of construction, but we did not.
No, there was no construction. But also doing
can't wait to
things
show
like
it off.
replacing chairs, replacing all of that nonsense, tables, because everything is ordered online for the most part, as long as we're in this scenario.
Yeah.
I had to put it all together. And putting together all the chairs, all the tables, taking things apart, it doesn't seem like a difficult task, and it's not. Like, in terms of, it's not physically stressful, it's not mentally stressful, it's all pretty easy
It's like
stuff.
Legos.
But it just ends up taking so much time that the next thing you know,
Just opening boxes.
just next thing, again, just opening the boxes, breaking them
Bringing
down,
them
making
down.
sure they're all like organized. It ends up taking so much time that your whole day just vanishes.
But I will say, we do live in a world where we can order furniture and build it. Where, like, I don't think our parents ever, think about it, did they build furniture? They would go to, like, Bob's Furniture or, like, the local furniture store and, like, buy a couch and have it delivered or whatever. Like, we built this couch.
Which, honestly, I'm a big fan of the buying it and having it delivered model, as opposed to the buying it and building it yourself like a little
It's true.
peasants
My-
back in the
my-
Middle Ages.
My pink couch got delivered, snapped together. Thank
Done.
you. Goodbye.
Yeah. So, like, give me a Raymore and Flanagan's over in IKEA. Is that still a company? Raymore and
it's like-
Flanagan?
sometimes it's
Flanagan's?
Like not cute stuff. No, just one.
Raymore and Flanagan. But it's their company together.
But
so
if you were going to I'm going to Raymore. You don't say IKEA's. I'm not going to IKEA's.
But that's because IKEA is the brand.
This is
Raymore
like
and
you're
Flanagan
also
are
not going to
people,
Fred
right?
Meyer's.
That's, yeah. But I'm going to Fred Meyer's supermarket.
No, there's no is because it's one. There's no S.
Let's see what we have in the chat going on. Watched a replay of the Niners-Packers game thinking it was live. That was dumb. That's from Amanda O'Brien. She's the one, by the way, who said that was dumb.
You did it.
I started doing that with the X Games yesterday.
He's watching this, and I'm like, "Where is this?" And he goes, Aspen. I'm like, now in my mind, I'm like, I'm pretty sure Aspen's in Colorado, but it's like 8 p.m. here, and
Hey, manspreader.
I'm not manspreading. I'm within my chair's area. And I'm like, that's weird. It's light out there. And I was like, where's Aspen? He's like, Colorado. I'm like, cool. Well, guess what? It's light out there?
Yeah.
I don't get it. He's like, oh, and he's been watching it from 3 days ago the whole time.
Next thing we have on the list, because we just got through Sports with a Z, and if you like Carla Marie missed it, the Rams beat the Bucks. They beat Tom Brady's Bucks. And the day before, what?
Rams has the hot coach.
Sean McVay.
All right.
There
I'll vote
actually was
Rams.
a crazy stat. Tom Brady was older than all of the coaches except for his own yesterday, I
All
believe.
right. Well, guess what? Tom McVay. Let's go.
Tom McVay, huh?
What is it?
Sean?
Tom McVay is someone I went to high school. I was like, why did I say that name? It sounds so normal.
The Bengals beat the Titans, and the 49ers beat the Packers.
Okay.
So those were all the highlights. So now you have 49ers, Rams next week on Sunday, and you have Chiefs, Bengals on Sunday as well.
When you like say those things together, doesn't it sound funny? Like all these words just make no sense.
What?
Like what's a 49er and a Bengal? What is it?
A 49er is someone who went out to California for the gold rush in 1849
Versus
versus a tiger.
a tiger.
Yes.
Stupid. So stupid.
And then the Ram and the Chiefs. So, I mean, they make sense in terms of sports. What else do we have here
All right,
in the chat?
5 days on Twitch.
5 days on Twitch. So it's not like we're going to jump in and do this tomorrow. But I did want to open a discussion and see what the chat says.
Well, we are live tomorrow.
Yes, we are live tomorrow. We're not going to start going 5 days this week necessarily.
We would roll out a Wednesday show first.
Yeah.
Friday would be not right away because honestly, 4-day work week.
Which England is now trying right now without a
Why would we go back?
dip in pay.
Why would we go backwards?
So Allison says she votes on an evening show.
Oh.
Nick Wax said he would be here. Diana says yes. I say keep it at 4. So one of the reasons that we've talked about this is as we, try to build this into more of a sustainable show for the two of us so we can actually live off of this, is it's one of the things that partners, clients, even Twitch, for example, would be more inclined to work with us and get behind us if we did so.
Yeah, because it's easier also to say we're live Monday through Thursday, not we're live Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where as we decide to take the next professional steps in what we're building, we've got to start deciding, okay, how do we expand without stretching ourselves too thin? Because we're still a 2-person show. Yeah, we have someone incredible like Mike who helps us out with our graphics. We have the people that we're working with that help us with some of the Twitch stuff, but it's still at the end of the day a 2-person show.
Makita said, I'll take anything more than 2. We do 3, so.
Yeah, we're here on Thursday as well. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
But for the longest time, I mean, since the very beginning, we would throw around, I remember I'd be like, should we do Wednesday? And I think maybe it would help us have a better routine as well.
That's true.
But I think for now, it seems like a lot of people are like, yeah, no, don't do Friday show, because I feel like a lot of companies are giving people off on Fridays, and that's their time to then sleep in. But also, if someone's taking off, they're going to generally take off of work on a Friday. So I think starting Wednesday, see how that goes, is a great idea.
Okay. And there's also, I was going to bring this up, but Martha brought it up in the chat. Martha 1383 said keep Friday for My Day Friday. That's one of the other reasons we don't do a show on Friday, because it would be pretty redundant to do this show and then do My Day Friday, which it's similar. It's us talking about things that are going on.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened to the My Day Friday podcast, you can type an exclamation point in the word podcast at the end of this show, and that will take you right to the Spotify link if you have Spotify.
Jared said, when you were on the radio, you did 5 days a week. Yeah, that's because we were forced to do 5 days a week, and we were being paid a lot more than we are right now.
Well, it's also the radio was morning radio in the city of Seattle, so we were part of the morning commute. Even though we're obviously still in Seattle, we don't start at 6 o'clock in the morning like we used to. This isn't necessarily a commuting show. So being part of the daily Monday through Friday commute, it could be if you make it work that way.
Put it on in your car.
But also we're talking to people on the East Coast. We're talking to people in the Netherlands. We're talking to people in Australia.
Yeah.
So it's a little different. But yeah, I have no problem going to 5 days eventually once we build out what that looks like. And I think we, go in baby steps. We go from 3 days to 4 days to 5 days, down the road. But are we all in agreement that maybe a Wednesday show down the road, not next week, not the week after, just at some point, is a good idea?
Yeah, don't look at me.
Well, you're the only person I can look at. That's a weird thing to say in a room of two people.
Well, you know that.
Don't look at me.
We've had the conversation. All right, good to know.
Let's see. Unless My Day Friday is live on Fridays, whenever you guys record it, make it like a secret stream.
Oh.
We could do that a couple times.
No, we can't.
But the reason we haven't, and the reason Carla Marie is saying we can't, is there's a little bit of gray area in what My Day Friday is, and it's owned by iHeartRadio, our old company, and what we do here. And we have tried as much as we can to separate the two. The only reason we're doing that is so that the creepy lawyers at iHeartRadio can't come in and be like, oh, well, now we own...
They're just doing their jobs.
They stink. So they can't come in and say, oh, well, now that you simulcasted this, we also own your Twitch channel.
Or just
or whatever.
If we make a penny off of My Day Friday, we have to split it.
Yeah.
So we'll be keeping that separate.
Let's see. I'm listening to you guys in my car right now. I'm stopped, FYI. Thank you very much for clearing that up.
Thank you, Maria.
But 4 days sounds great. And then My Day Friday.
Also, that's a great question. Well, not really a question. Sap says, after Super Bowl, give us a Sunday show. True, because Super Bowl does end early for us.
Yeah.
My God, should we just watch the game live and I can call all the plays?
Well, you could do a side stream. That's what that's called in like the sports world on Twitch.
Okay.
You would be watching the game.
But I'm going to have snacks.
People at home would be watching the game, but you wouldn't be streaming the game itself. You would just be talking about things that are happening.
That's fine. As long as I can have all my food.
You can do whatever you want.
But, so the Monday now after Super Bowl Sunday, which they've clearly done this on purpose, is President's Day. Mm-hmm. So everyone has off.
That's actually pretty cool. So now the East Coast can stay up. Because I remember watching the Super Bowl on the East Coast, especially when we worked for Elvis and had to wake up super early. It ends way late.
Yeah, like here, we're done at like 6 p.m. It's great.
Watching the Super Bowl on the West Coast is phenomenal. Watching any of the championship games, the college football championship, college basketball, because all of them end at like 8 o'clock here, 9 o'clock at the latest. So maybe we'll do a super stream.
I'll be honest though, when I'm watching football, I'm like, where did the ball go? There's just so many people in the way. I don't know where it is.
Then you're not paying attention.
Unless
Football's
they're throwing it.
Football is the easiest sport to follow. Actually, baseball is the easiest.
Yeah, baseball.
Basketball is a little harder because there's so much constant action. Hockey is the hardest.
No, it's not. I actually am okay with hockey.
Do you remember the days they had the little red laser that was on the hockey puck? They tried it for maybe 2 seasons. I know there's a hockey fan that can correct me. But what they did, and this was maybe before like 4K televisions where it was super clear and you could follow the puck on the ice. Was what?
President's Day. I'm wrong.
Okay.
Andy told me that President's Day was.
That's why I don't listen to people who don't have real facts.
Oh yeah, the day after the Super Bowl is Valentine's Day. We did have that conversation.
Okay.
Why did Andy tell me that?
I don't know. Let's see. So hold on.
So it's the February 13th is the Super Bowl. February 14th is Valentine's Day. So when does everyone go out for Valentine's Day? The 12th. You're going out on a Monday.
Let's see. Okay, so Fox apparently was the TV partner that had the little red. It was like a red tail that would follow the ball around, or not the ball, the puck. And it was meant to help people follow the sport because, especially before like 4K televisions and high definition and all that, it was a little harder to follow that little tiny circle around the ice.
It is tiny.
Oh, let's see. Andy's Serial Killers podcast said the date was 1/17 today.
1/17.
Oh, well, they also may have pre-recorded it and just messed up.
No.
No, they're saying
today's date was. Listen, you know what? I have some things to pick with them.
Some things to pick with them? Like what?
the fact that they just told me the wrong dates for everything.
That's not Scotty's fault.
Wait, Galentine's Day. I have a bigger problem with Scotty. I'm going to get to that later, maybe.
Okay.
Galentine's Day is February 13th. I saw that come in from Amanda.
Oh, that's when all the girls go out?
So if all the girls go out Super Bowl Sunday, the guys are going to make all that food by themselves?
You just order wings. I'm
There's
not
a
a
wing
big...
shortage.
Great.
I don't know.
I'm not a big... like, I'll prepare foods, but it has to be simple. I don't believe in, like, roasting something for hours and hours for a Super Bowl party.
No.
It's excessive, and it doesn't... Nothing about that seems fun to me. People are like, oh, yeah, I slow roasted my London broil for 18 hours, and look at how... I'm like, I don't care.
Mikey
You have too
said,
much time on your hands.
Guys can make food for themselves. Fair, 100%. But based on every Super Bowl party I have ever been to in my almost 34 years of existence, I've never been anywhere where the guys are making food. So these are based on my life experiences.
That's fair. And I think part of it is... Let's go stereotypically, right? If
Yes.
you want to go with the stereotypes that women are preparing most of the food for Super Bowl Sunday, is it because the party is more important for most women than the actual Super Bowl, whereas most men, stereotypically, of course, obviously there are outliers.
Right, they care about the game.
They care more about the game. You could give them a bag of chips, they'll sit there and they'll be quiet the whole time. Like you give them a couple chicken wings, some beer, they're going to be sitting in place. Whereas if a woman or a couple is inviting a bunch of people over, then it becomes I'm entertaining these humans. We're not just watching the Super Bowl.
No, I agree with you.
So that could be part of it. Because like my mom does not care about the Super Bowl. My mom enjoys watching the Super Bowl and following along with the Super Bowl boxes.
Yeah. I got some of those.
So like that's what it's all the fringe stuff around the Super Bowl that I think the casual fans.
Is it legal to participate in those?
So betting on sports, I believe. Well, there's also legal gambling now, but betting on sports, like if I bet you $50 that Seton Hall is going to beat Rutgers, totally legal because we each agree to it, and if you lose, you pay me $50. We're done. When people start taking a percentage of the pot, that's like bookie territory.
Okay.
And that's pretty illegal.
All right.
And that's, again, my very dumb understanding of everything. I could be wrong. If I am wrong, correct me in the chat.
You're Anthony from New Jersey. Aren't you supposed to know how to do that?
Run the numbers.
To clarify, I thought someone say, wait, President's Day is the 21st, so I thought, or whatever. Yeah, I was wrong. I got my information from some fake-ass bitches.
Named who, Andrew?
Andrew. So it seems like Super Bowl Sunday is February 13th, so they moved the Super Bowl a week later, but could have moved
Why'd you say it seems like there's doubt?
What?
That Super Bowl Sunday is the 13th. Like, allegedly, Super Bowl Sunday is the 13th. No, it's
You're doing the Andy voice.
What?
That's how he makes fun of.
That's not the Andy voice. That is the, God, what's his name in Dodgeball? Ben Stiller's character.
You can throw a wrench.
What is Ben Stiller's character's name in Dodgeball?
Z.
No, not Zoolander. That's a whole different movie. Whole different type of movie. Dwight. That's the Dwight voice. I've never been there, but I read about it in a book. It's me, White. W-H-I-T. E.
What?
You know, in some countries, they only eat their own throw up.
Okay, enough. Hey, Corinne's watching live. That's awesome. She normally watches on YouTube.
Well, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, White is like one of my favorite characters in all of movies. Anyway.
The only Dwight I care about is...
from The Office. So predictable.
White shirt.
We call her Predicta Marie.
Okay, that's such a Dwight thing to say.
The next thing I want to talk about, it's on the list to my right.
Where I am.
Your left, possibly.
No. Oh, I thought you were telling me.
Right? Hold on. Move your hand for a second. We did this already. We talked about Carla Marie Sports. We also talked about possibly doing 5 days on Twitch. Now we've got to talk about getting tickets for the When We Were Young festival. And it was a terrible experience. Now,
I would say terrible. It was like the same as getting Coachella tickets. Remember that time we sat there for hours?
And Frontgate is the website that we had to log into, and it's essentially like standing online, but on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Standing in line, online, depending on where you're from, on the internet. And we signed in a couple minutes before it apparently went live. So it was supposed to go live at 10 o'clock on the West Coast, 1 o'clock on the East Coast. Mm-hmm. Now, just like a line, when you show up, you are put in a queue, right?
But it was random.
Well, one of the problems that we ran into.
Well, John from the Almost On Air podcast got in like kind of quick. And then it was only letting him buy one ticket. And we were like, which is sus now, but only let him buy one ticket. So we're like, all the rest of us are like still in line. Like there's no way we're getting tickets. Then my computer was dying. Anthony was up here and I was downstairs because the Wi-Fi is not good up here, but he's plugged in. So I was like, oh crap, I need to charge my computer. So I got under the couch to plug in my computer and there was a plug where I needed to plug in.
That's where they go.
And I thought it was Anthony's phone because I had the heating blanket plugged in also, heating pad. And I unplugged Anthony's phone and then plugged in my computer and got there and realized I had just unplugged all of the internet.
All the internet was gone. So we had to re-log in. We had to wait probably like 15 minutes for everything to reset. Mm-hmm. And especially because you didn't realize it right away. Well,
here's why I know that there was no like actual line is Ricky was actually the first person waiting and never got in.
But see, so I have a cousin, Lindsay, in New Jersey who signed in like 4 hours before it went live, and she actually got tickets right away.
Doesn't make any sense.
So I think also if people refresh their pages.
No, I think it's basically like imagine like a group of people trying to squish into the same place, and then only some people pop through.
Yeah.
That's what happened. So anyway, Erica from the Almost On Air.
John got his one ticket for Saturday.
Yeah. Then all of a sudden they're like, there's a Sunday show. And we're like, what? Exact same show on Sunday. So Erica's able to get in. She buys 6 tickets.
4.
4? Me, you, Ricky, and her?
Mm-hmm.
4 tickets, sorry. So she was able to get in. Then we realized we didn't get Ricky's boyfriend a ticket. So Anthony's still trying to get in. He gets in. Doesn't let him buy a ticket.
Well, I got to the part of the website. So Frontgate, according to Mark, is owned by Ticketmaster. It's like their portal to get to their own site, I guess. I got to the part of the website that allows you to hit the drop-down menu.
Yeah.
And select the amount of tickets you want, and then press submit.
You were putting in your credit card, right?
So I did that a handful of times, but every time, so the first time I tried to get 4 tickets because there were 4 other people that we wanted to come with us. And it said, there aren't enough tickets available, pick a different amount. So then I went with 2. And then it said there still weren't enough. So then I went to 1, and then it reset. And it didn't let me pick 1. I had to pick 4. It was the weirdest thing. I refreshed this page, honestly, 50 times.
It took us over an hour and a half.
It kept giving me different error messages. So I kept going back and kept going back and kept going back. And finally, I hit 2 tickets, and it took me to the part where I could put my credit card info in. But it only gave me 2 minutes to do everything.
Okay, Grandma, why took you so long?
I don't know. It took me a while to type everything in. Oh, we also had to make sure once I got in that Ricky's boyfriend was going to be in with us. So it took 20 seconds, not that long. But, man, and then it timed me out right. Literally, I had the mouse, and I was going to click
and then
purchase. And it timed me out and sent me back to the last page.
And then tickets were already on sale at Ticketmaster. People were reselling them. So we're going to wait a bit because we need a ticket for Ricky's boyfriend. My niece, I believe, wants to come. Your cousin. But, it's tough now because John has a ticket for... I'd rather go Saturday than Sunday, obviously. Because it's going to be the first day, too. But we all have tickets for Sunday.
Although if there are hiccups and stuff, they're going to happen on the first day, not the second day.
But I'm not checking the internet because I don't want to know anything about surprises.
Thank you, Neon Climber, for the 200 bits. Appreciate you very much. And there was another question. Oh, Tacoma Swifty said, bro, you don't have your card memorized. The answer is no.
And if you had a Mac, you would have it saved automatically.
Oh, no, I can do that. I just choose not to save my credit card info.
Because the internet's going to take all my information.
I don't know. What if someone steals my laptop and then just starts buying a bunch of stuff?
Then you call your credit card company, which is a stupid credit card company because you always have a problem with them. You need an Amex. And then you say, they stole everything. And then all my information, I didn't buy any of these things, and then they cancel
I'm
it.
just not going to deal with it. I'm just not going to put it on the dark web.
Because you're annoying.
Maybe. I'm an Android person. Leave me alone. But the funny thing is, I used to have one of Elvis's credit cards memorized.
Well, let's use that one.
Well, I don't have it memorized anymore. It's been years since I've had to use Elvis's credit card, since I've had the privilege of using Elvis's credit card. But his was the only one, and it was mainly because I had to do so many phone reservations for Elvis that I would say the number out loud to like or to the Amex like concierge or whoever I would work with. So I think saying it that often. I also use his credit card way more than I use my credit card currently. The only things my credit card is saved in is like Uber, Lyft.
Exactly.
DoorDash.
You save it with Uber. Who trusts Uber?
I mean, you trust them enough to get into a stranger's car.
Yeah,
pretty
I trust
often.
a stranger more than I trust
and
a
they
corporation.
bring your food. I would say we trust Uber with a lot, with our food and our safety and our transportation.
Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Do whatever feels safe with you. I have had my every credit card number I have ever had saved on my computer, on my phone, in the Instagram app, and I have zero issues, knock on wood. And if I do, I will catch it, and then they will be canceled.
There's a message here from Lisa. Said, I remembered I was the sole person in charge of getting 6 tickets to Justin Timberlake's show at Yankee Stadium. Great show, by the way. And it was unreal. We got them, but there's no stress like trying to get tickets to something. It's funny that even though we don't stand in like a physical line anymore for that sort of thing,
I think I would have rather been in a line.
Probably.
To see what was happening.
There is this weird energy. And I mean, I had everything because I was plugged into the Ethernet here. And I remember I had messages coming through Instagram, through text, like, did you get him? Did you get him? I'm trying here. My friend's trying here. We got this many tickets. And it was just this awesome network of people who were just trying to look out for one another. Like, hey, my friend got me 4 tickets, but I'm still in line. If you want me to buy you an extra one, let me know.
And then Anthony's up here. Like I said, I was downstairs. And at one point, I was like, and he goes, what was that for? What happened? I was like, I got Wordle in the third try.
Starts clapping like a weirdo.
Which we haven't talked about Wordle anywhere.
I feel like we did. We 100% talked about Wordle.
No.
Because you explained
I wanted to show it on the screen and we didn't talk about it. I wanted to do it live. We never explained it.
Can we go right now?
No, I can't do it under pressure, I don't think.
We're going to do it. Before we get into the last thing, I'll pull up Wordle. Give me a second.
Today's word was questionable. No.
Hold on, don't tell us today's word. Wordle? Is it just like Wordle.com?
Like I'm telling you, I got it yesterday in the second try, and then I went back later, and I was like thinking there was going to be a new word, and I couldn't figure it out. And I got in the third try. I was like, you idiot, it was the same word.
Hold on, answer my question. Is it Wordle.com?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never done a Wordle.
You did when you helped me the first day. After that, I do not.
No, this is.
No.
How do you spell Wordle?
Just Google Wordle. No, yeah, that's it.
So it's not Wordle.com. It's powerlanguage.co.uk
Created by
Wordle.
John Wardle.
Hold on. Let me pull it up
Did you
on
know
the
that?
screen.
Bet nobody knew that. What was the fact? In November, it had 90 hits a day, and now the website has over 2 million hits a day. And it was because a bunch of nerds in New Zealand found it, and they started playing it, and their tweet, blew up. And, yeah, now people are obsessed. But it was created by a software engineer in New York.
Okay, so I got the site. Let me pull this up. So now what do I do here?
Okay, so you need to start with a 5-letter word.
Any 5-letter word.
Yeah. Point is a good one. I like guard because you get the U and the A in there.
What if I do ready?
Okay, do ready.
READY.
Okay.
What if we just did Wordle every morning?
We could.
So
hit enter.
Oh, where do I? Oh, there.
Or there. Oh my God,
None
that's never happened to me before.
So there is not an R on
By
this.
the way, we can't see the chat, so don't.
Don't ruin it. Don't be the person that ruins it in the chat. So none of those letters exist
anywhere in the word.
That's good to know. That actually is great to know.
I do have a question though.
I'm gonna do twist.
Oh, that's my question. Do letters repeat? I don't think so.
Let's see. Twist. What do we got?
What? Is your computer off? This has never happened to me before.
So we need a vowel. What vowels are left? O is left. How about?
Can't be point.
Pound. Are we doing this wrong?
Do pound. No D. No D.
Oh, hold on.
No D.
Okay.
You can type, but if that's easier.
This is now very difficult.
No crown, no mound.
Mourn, I can't do.
Crowd, no D. Stop it in my head.
Letters can't.
We can't. I'm
letters
so
can-
happy.
Maria said letters can repeat. But no, there's no R that's going to show up. This is the first Wordle I've ever done.
I mean
so.
repeat. Like if it was twist, there could be a T and a T.
Oh, okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Okay. Is there a Z?
What about, I think it's going to be a double O word. So like loom. Nope.
Like broom, but no broom because there's an R. Bloom.
Okay. Bloom. There's got to be something here.
All right. So that O is in that exact spot.
Okay.
The L is in the word, just not in that spot.
Okay. Whew. What about loop? Nope. Loops? No, S is already gone.
No, there's not double O because they would have showed you the other O.
Well, no, because the other O could be here.
No, the other O would be yellow.
Oh, like in the wrong spot. Okay, thank you. Again, I'm still learning how to play this.
I see it. I'm looking at the chat. I didn't realize we can see it there. I thought mine was risky, but it was right. Don't tell us. Frown.
Oh, wait.
No, there's an L.
Quo. No, because the O is there. Whew.
I had to get a pencil one day and
With the snooze? No, that's not. I can't do that.
No S. Okay, there could be an N. Sometimes I'll do a word that I'm like, it's not even any of these letters. I'm going to do it just to see what other letters are in it.
Now I get why this game is so addictive.
I hate the people that are like, I'm never doing Wordle. It's so dumb. Stop tweeting about it. Someone's like, please stop tweeting about Wordle. And I was like, then unfollow me.
Oh, I don't have an E.
No, that's
I don't
wrong.
have an E. Oh, because I have to keep the O in the same spot. I wish I could place the O there.
I know. No. What is happening? It could be something OU. Louvre. No.
What?
Like if that is definitely an O,
What about-
it could be
okay, hold
OU something. What could it be at the end? OU. Ploop.
Is this in an app too? Is one of the questions in
No,
the chat.
the app is not the same thing. There's a Wordle app, but it's not it.
Oh, did someone try to rip them off?
I don't know. I think it's something OU.
Yeah, but then we don't have a lot like OUR would be.
OUP, but then it's like L blank OUP.
Oh, I forgot there's an L there. Idiot.
L blank something OUP. Clown?
Did you say plown?
Clown. No, can it be clown? No, we use a W. No, there's no W. Something, I think it's like OUP.
So someone, and don't say the word if you've done it already.
Fouls. FOULS. Nope, can't be fouls because the S is up in twist and it's wrong.
This is the stupidest game ever, but I can't stop. Let's. Is anyone else playing Wordle on Twitch?
Can you go with OUP with me? L
OU
blank OUP would have to be.
No, I can't. Wait, what about Ghost? No, I can't do Ghost. Damn it. S&T.
Ghoul.
Ghoul. It's got to be. Hold on. Let's see it. What?
Okay, so L's in that.
Not even close. Is that how you spell ghoul, by the way?
Yes. Yeah, it wouldn't go if it wasn't a real word.
All right, well, I thought I was real smart with ghoul. We don't even have that many letters left.
So if you're just joining and you're like, what is happening? When the letter turns up green, that means that the letter is in its proper spot for whatever the word is. Mm-hmm. The L is in the word, and if you look at Bloom, the L is in the word, just not in that right spot. That's why now in Ghoul, it's in its right spot, it's green.
Do you want a hint? No hints. Because we only have two more left.
When you look at our keyboard on the bottom, the lighter keys are what we have left, letters. This is not the type of show to be listening to while driving.
So we have blank blank O blank L.
No, and it's not a U.
And the O is the only vowel available to us.
I have never failed.
Well, you're going to today.
I've never Googled either.
O is the only vowel in the word. It's 5 letters and it ends with L.
It's got to be. No, it can't be Q.
There's got to be an N in
Well,
there,
I guess
right?
it can be a Q, but. So is there like a not? It can't be CH because the H is taken, but a sound like that. Like
I can't
P.
see the person's name on the screen because it's red, but it says, "Guys, I'm into this." Oh, this. So this
phone.
Is,
No.
would you say phone?
Phone. The E is taken. Oh, and no H. Oh.
And it
wait.
ends with an L.
Yep.
What? Where did you get phone from?
Well, I was trying to think what first 2 letters that can't be a vowel.
Is there? There's no L. No, there is an L. PH. No. Well, what if there's a silent, like a silent K? Null.
Oh, like oh no, because the double L with the double L, like grassy knoll.
But do we know if the so?
Do
this
it.
is the question
Do it.
I had
It's
before.
grassy knoll.
Oh wow! So we can do double letters.
Yeah, but
so
if
you
you-
were wrong about the.
No, I was telling you.
Hold on, I want to go back to this. Next
you
Wordle
can.
is in 15
Hit
hours.
X, hit X.
So when I asked here, you said that if this O
Was in it.
was in it again, because I used 2 O's, it
We
would
would
tell
know.
me.
Yeah.
But it. Oh, I guess
You only
'cause-
used one L.
So if it's green, you can use it again.
No. That doesn't mean anything. Like if you had used a word here that had like it was ball, right? Say it was ball that has 2 L's. Both L's would have come up green, but you didn't use another L.
Okay,
So you don't know. L is still fair game.
gotcha. Well, now we've all played.
Knoll, like a knoll, like a grassy knoll, like
Isn't it like a hill? It's like a
little
grassy
hill.
mound.
Yeah. Well,
As-
it doesn't have to be grass. Not all knolls have to be grassy.
The only knolls that I enjoy are grassy. Isn't that where JFK was shot, on a grassy knoll or something? But I thought he
that's-
was in a car.
No, that's where what's his name? No, JFK wasn't on the knoll. Act like you knew something
I
about
don't.
American history.
I don't.
He was in the back of a car, a
Yeah,
small
that's why
hill
I
or
knew he was in
mound,
a car.
a small hill or mound. A
So
grassy
was the
knoll.
shooter on the?
Yes. I almost said John Wilkes Booth.
I feel like you got to be higher up to.
No, he was high up a hill behind a little mound.
I don't know. Yeah, I have never played before.
So now that's the word of the day.
Knoll.
But this is going to be sad for people. From now on, you're going to have to come to the show with your Wordle played, because if not, it's going to be ruined. Or you'll just
Oh, we
know.
all play together. The shooter was in the grassy knoll, allegedly. Okay, makes sense. So we could do this until the trend basically fades away. We're going to start doing Wordles.
Okay, and that's what someone probably said 18,000 years ago about crossword puzzles.
Yeah, we're not doing a crossword puzzle. That would be, it would be interesting to do a crossword
live
puzzle
Twitch?
on Twitch, like a real one.
Maybe that's what we'll start on Wednesdays.
Grab like the
Wordle
New York
wa-
Times or something.
We should start with Wordle Wednesdays.
That's our only thing we do on Wednesdays
Let's play Wordle.
is Wordle.
Or just like Word Wednesdays. We'll do this. We'll do a crossword puzzle. We'll do word search. Big fan of the word search.
There was a game I used to play. I think it was called Text Twist. It was like a very early app. And it was very similar, except they'd give you like 7 letters, and you had to create as many words with those letters as you could. It could be a 2-letter word, a 3-letter word, doesn't matter. And you got points based on how many words you got and how long those words were. What are you doing?
Find it in our chat.
Oh, there's our chat. Wordle Wednesdays.
If you guys were saying
Word
things,
twist. Thank you very much. Thanks,
yeah,
Mikey.
word twist.
Yeah.
It's a good brain buster. Like, it gets your brain going in the morning. Screw the billionaire things. This is what I'm doing every morning.
The last thing we've got on the list that you can see
Anthony,
here
it's rude.
is West Elm Caleb correction from the My Day Friday podcast.
Okay,
So
but then we're going to have to...
as briefly as you can, Carla Marie, just the important facts. Give us the drama surrounding West Elm Caleb.
These are the bullets.
Caleb.
I'm not going all the way into it, so here you go. Turns out that there were 2 different girls on TikTok that realized they had been talking about the same guy, never saying his name really, mentioning the same guy, but turns out like they both went on a date with him the same day or whatever it may have been. And then turns out all these other girls on the internet were like, wait, I think I've also gone out with this guy. And it was all a guy in New York City. And he was a furniture designer for West Elm. His name was Caleb. That's why it came up. So basically it was resurfaced that he tells all these women the same exact thing. He basically is a serial dater. Like, we'll go on several dates at the same time. Like, love bombs the hell out of all of them. Sends them like a playlist and is like, I made this playlist just for you. Like, just a whole shit show.
And the internet blew up. Like, oh my God, West Elm Caleb. And he was being like doxxed at
I
work.
felt
People
bad.
were tweeting at West Elm asking if they were going to fire him and all this stuff. And I defended West Elm Caleb. I keep calling him Caleb because it's easier to go West Elm Caleb. West Elm Caleb. I was defending him because, yes, the things that he did in the dating world are crappy, but it's also the dating world.
It's not illegal.
It's like going to a mosh pit and being mad that you got punched in the head. When you jump into the dating world, crappy things happen because people are crappy. And if you let your guard down, man or woman, if you let your guard down too early in the relationship, you're most likely going to get burned.
Yeah, like, just because you do something shady doesn't mean you go to prison.
Yeah. And I know there was a couple tweets of like women being like, oh, I dated him for so long and he was dating 4 other women at the same time. You probably weren't really dating. Just because you fucked at some point doesn't mean you were really dating. You hooked up. Like, that's not the same.
Yeah.
And if you don't set boundaries and say, are we exclusive, whatever, then he's being shady and he's being crappy, but not doing anything necessarily wrong. Now, if he was in what I said on Friday was if he was in an actual committed relationship and did these things, that's a totally different story, but it doesn't seem like he was.
So what's your correction?
But the correction that I needed to make, because I was defending him a little bit, there are also messages going around saying that he was also sending unsolicited dick pics.
Oh, nope, that's it.
And that is, I will
done.
say, it's not necessarily that I draw the line there. I actually think you should go to, if it is true. Again, I don't know West Elm Caleb, other than the fact that he does great work with West Elm, I guess, to be known for it.
It's
But
overpriced.
if you send pictures of your junk,
Richard pictures, as we used to have to say on the radio,
Yeah.
now we can say dick pics.
I actually still enjoy Richard pictures.
Richard pictures is nice.
So if you send
Unsolicited.
Richard pictures, dick pics, junk JPEGs, whatever you want to call them. I like junk JPEGs too, actually. Unsolicited. I actually think you should go to prison.
Yeah.
And I know that might sound extreme, but if you did that on the street, you would 100% be arrested and at least fined.
Yes.
Right? Like, if I just walked up, and I would never ever do this,
And
but if I just walked up and it was like, hey, you're cute, here's my dick.
That's sexual harassment.
Exactly. So if it is true that West Elm Caleb has been doing that, I
didn't catch this part
I
of the
will
story.
pull all of my support for
Where'd
him
you
back.
see that? Did someone tell you?
Our friend Jared, the comedian, Jared Freed.
Oh,
He does a podcast as well, and in the description of his podcast, he wrote that was one of the things. So I've got to go listen to it. But he does like a dating podcast.
Right, so it's
and they mentioned
allegedly.
it.
We don't
Yes.
know for sure.
But
Well, I guess
again-
we won't know for sure until there's photos.
I don't think we're ever going to know anything for sure about West Elm Caleb because it's the dating world.
It
Everyone's
may
going to
not
tell.
even be real. This could be a bunch of women that were like, let's make this up, which would be genius, but it's,
It could be a great marketing campaign by West Elm to set up their Caleb line of like bachelor pad. Like, this is the Caleb bed you can have. This is the Caleb bookcase. This is the Caleb light you can buy for $800 at West Elm.
So let me tell you about my company that I wanted to start, but spoke to Anthony's friend who is a sergeant in New York City.
He's definitely detective. Might be a sergeant now.
To see if it was legal on my end. And he's like, I don't know. So I wanted all of the women who get unsolicited dick pics to come together, and I own the URL, Expose the Exposers, and I wanted to post them up there. And if we know their names, like, this is Caleb in New York City. He works for West Elm. Does anyone know his mom? Like, let's tell her he's doing this.
Yeah.
But he was like, you can't really go be posting naked photos of other people on the internet. And I was like, yeah, but
if they send it, it's a weird line because, like, if they're just willing to send it to a stranger, then why can't I show it to a stranger?
DJ Synth said we can call him Jimmy Gifts.
Jimmy Gifts is good. Or Jimmy Gifts.
Please do not send me
Is
a
it
GIF.
Jimmy Gifts or
Jimmy GIF. It would be Jimmy GIFs.
So,
Yeah.
What
Please
was
don't
I gonna
send it
say?
as
Oh,
a GIF.
So what you want to do with exposing the exposers, we do have a friend, Alex, who has posted about this, so I feel confident talking about it.
I posted about it too.
She has, in the past, if a guy sends her a Jimmy GIF, if you will, if she goes to that guy's profile, and it'll oftentimes, and this is the dumbest thing you can do if you're going to be a creep, don't put a picture of your wife and your kids or your relationship status in your profile, you dummy. He'll have like married to or the engagement ring thing and the woman's name. So she would then screenshot the guy's disgusting text messages or pictures and then send them to his wife or girlfriend or whoever he had in his profile. And I'm sure has destroyed relationships.
There was a guy that was...
But let me be clear. Alex was not the one that destroyed the relationship. The guy who went out and sent those messages is the one who destroyed the relationship.
And that woman deserves to know.
Exactly.
And if that's their thing, like if the woman's like, go do that, I like that you do that, then she won't be mad. But guess what? I'm willing to bet she doesn't want her boyfriend Jimmy all over the internet.
Can we talk for a moment about how arrogantly bold it is, man or woman, to send a picture of your genitals to a stranger? Because I guarantee
the audacity.
Listen, butts and boobs, different, right? I'm sure, like, if you happen to walk by a locker room and saw a guy with a nice butt, you'd be like, oh, it's a cute butt or something,
I'm
right?
never like, that's a cute...
And I'm sure almost every guy, straight, gay, whatever, if you see a good pair of boobs, you're like, man, I'm pretty happy I saw that great pair of boobs earlier today. But no one, I don't think anyone, has ever happened upon a penis or a vagina unknowingly, surprised, and been like, oh, I'm really glad I saw that.
No.
That vagina that I wasn't prepared to see, or that penis that I wasn't prepared to see. No one. And correct me if I'm wrong. If you've ever come across accidentally a penis or a vagina and you were super excited about it, you feel free to correct me in the chat or in the description or the comments of this YouTube video later. But boobs and butts, very different. You could catch a glance, and it's kind of nice. But the P and the V, totally different.
Elizabeth said, I walk into my fiance changing and I still scream.
Yeah, it's just, no one wants to see it, like, by accident.
No.
Or especially, and by accident might be not the right phrasing, no one wants to be surprised with it. I don't want to open, and it's happened, I don't want to open my phone and be like, oh, there's this message from this stranger. Click, and like, pff, there's a P right there in my face.
It's gross.
I don't want, in a different context, when I am prepared for it and it's a consensual thing, that's totally different. But I definitely don't want to be surprised with it. Let's see. Countdown complete. What?
We can start another hype train.
Oh, we don't need to do that.
Cool down complete.
Cool down complete.
No, we got to get out of here.
We did just pass the threshold of 62,000 views.
Ever? Or like today?
I think that goes by a year. I'm not sure. What about nudist beaches? Again, nudist beaches, you're prepared. If you go to a nude beach or nudist beach, you are prepared to see what you're going to see.
That would be like me watching porn and being shocked that I saw a penis.
Yeah. Again, it's all about the preparation. Is that person prepared, and have they made the proper consensual act to let you know they want to see it, right? If I show up to a nude beach and I get mad that there are naked people there, that's my fault.
Correct.
That's not the naked person's fault. However, if I'm at Trader Joe's and I see a naked person, I have every right to be mad.
Correct.
Because I did not go to Trader Joe's to see Joe's dick. I went to go get an avocado or something. Or whatever else you buy. What do people buy at Trader Joe's?
Food.
Just
Anthony.
Everything? I've gone with you, but I've never fully shopped at Trader Joe's. Is it Joe or Joe's?
Joe's.
Okay. Just making sure I'm saying that right. And I would argue, because Made by Erica said it in the chat, no one wants a surprise peen. Regardless of how good that P or V looks, you still don't want to be surprised by it.
No. And the chances of it looking good or not. Like, every time guys would send me an unsolicited dick pic, whether it's Instagram, whether it was back in the Snapchat days, whatever, I'd be like, ew, gross. And then I would say something like, that's so tiny. Why would you send that? And then some of them probably like that.
It's weird. Let's see. Fred the Mailman said, a friend pranked me by taking me to a nude beach without telling me it was a nude beach. So much Sandy Ween. But again, at least someone was in on the joke.
Okay, but I still feel like that.
Yeah. Sandy Ween. It's like a chicken parm.
Nope, chicken cutlets is
chicken
what.
Cutlet, that's what it is.
No, but chicken cutlet is when you get sand in your vagina.
Wouldn't it work with anything? Like if it's covered in sand, it looks like a chicken cutlet.
Yeah, but it's more like, I remember always being like, oh, I have a chicken cutlet now when you get wiped out by a wave.
Ooh,
You get sand in your butt.
That's gross. I think we just have to leave now. I think that's the cue. That's when you know a show is over.
It's also not gross. It's not dirty. It's nature.
Yeah, I don't know. It is kind of gross. Sand is, when you do go to like a very sandy beach and get like wrapped up in a wave and get washed out.
I haven't gotten wiped out by a wave in a while, although I have nightmares about it all the time.
But yeah, it'll get all in those cracks. All the cracks, all the places it can go, it will be there.
I have like nightmares of falling off of tall buildings, which is odd because we did.
Where is this going?
Well, I was just thinking, I just started panicking because I have nightmares about getting like taken by a wave and like keep getting smashed down. It's so scary. I can't go in those.
So what do the tall buildings have to do with anything?
Those are my two nightmares.
Oh, okay. Now I get it. Now I feel like you started at the end in like the worst storytelling ever. I was actually listening. Carla Marie has this habit where if she picks up the phone, and I think it's mostly because your family FaceTimes a lot. Like my family's not a FaceTiming family, mainly because we're all Android users. But I feel like you are not only a FaceTime person, you're also a speakerphone person around the house. Mm-hmm. And I realized
I think it's because I spent so many years of my life answering the phone.
That's fair.
At Elvis' show with the phone on my ear. That the thought of putting a phone on my ear makes me want to vomit.
That's fair. The thing I realized though the other day was the way that I sometimes have a hard time following a story that Carla Marie is telling. It's like a family trait because
starts with my mom.
I'm sure it starts with your mom, but yesterday I was listening. It was 2 days ago, whatever it was. You were on the phone with your sister, Ashley Marie, and she was in the middle of telling one story or anecdote. And without warning, without change of inflection, without you even saying anything, she just started talking about something totally different. Yeah. And I was just as confused as I was trying to like do the dishes and stuff in the house, but I thought maybe I missed something. And Carla Marie just stopped Ashley Marie and says, "What are you? Who is this? Who are you talking about?" And she's like, "Oh, this guy at work." She's like, "Well, where did this guy at work come from?"
You're talking about your cabinet.
What are you talking about? And I stopped and I was like, "This makes so much sense." And I do think if you want to get to know someone, you have to get to know their family, because as annoyed as Carla Marie probably was with trying to follow Ashley Marie's story, that's 90% of the time I'm listening to Carla Marie tell a story. I'm going, where did this come from? Why are you talking about this right now? And it all makes sense now. It's perfect.
I think we all, honestly, like all jokes aside, I truly believe that we have ADHD in my family.
Very possible.
And it needs to be diagnosed ASAP. But then
at this point, like, what happens?
We'd be more successful.
Well, then I hope that happens very soon.
Okay, really quick. Before we leave, thank you to Claire for putting this in the chat. We announced last Thursday that Anthony and I will be hosting Seattle Cocktail Week's Seattle Cocktail District. It is an all-day event on Saturday, March 5th, and we will be hosting with Erica and John from the Almost On Air podcast, Ricky from the 20-somethings Doing Nothing podcast, and Jake, formerly of that podcast.
And Jake from Napa.
And Jake from State Farm.
West Elm Jake.
Napa Jake.
West Coast Jake.
And we will be hosting all day long. There are 2 different sessions you can buy tickets for. I believe you can only buy tickets for one session to control.
Well, I think that's actually a fire department thing. Like, you have to be able to clear out one group before you bring in another group.
Correct.
Because of
also,
this size.
And it's also 13 hours of drinking. And we're not even going to be drinking that much because we're going to be working. So anyway, 2 sessions. First session, we launch with a like a morning champagne toast. Mm-hmm. And then the second session is going to have my birthday cutting cake. So you'll get access to those like VIP events. Now, when buying your ticket, you click get ticket. at the bottom of the screen, there's a little thing that says, have an access code. It unlocks a menu that not all other people buying tickets can see. And it's in our newsletter. I show you exactly how to do it.
What I'll also tell you to do if you want to do this,
hang on,
regardless of when you're listening, you can go to our show from February 17th, or sorry, January.
Thursday.
Which was what day? Where are we? Thursday the 20th. There we go.
Okay, so
if you go to Thursday the 20th, we actually went through we tested it out ourselves as well.
So anyway, the access code is CMA, and then it'll unlock. You'll see it'll literally say Carla Marie Anthony Session 1, Carla Marie Anthony Session 2.
Alrighty.
Boom.
Well, that's all we got for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you to everyone who joined early on and helped us accomplish. I think we're at a 5-stream streak of hitting
at least
Pipe Train level 5.
I think you said pipe train.
The pipe train's, that's a whole different type of train. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We will be back tomorrow.
Yep.
And we hope you're here as well. Peace out. You look great.
You look great.